Hey, Michaela, I know you spoke. Just come up for a second. Come on. This young woman, I walked into, I don't know what the hell restaurant it was, but I walked into this restaurant.
I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
We support you, man.
Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
Donald Trump welcomed the Chick-fil-A girl, also known as Michaela Montgomery, who was a GOP activist working in the Atlanta area. He was in Georgia today, and he decided to have her up on stage. I'm thinking this is one of his most effective tools against Kamala Harris and the narrative against his black relationships and his narrative for the black community. He has a black woman that is going up on stage stumping for him that is more effective than anybody I've seen on the left. She's probably going to end up running for office. The momentum she's got from this type of event, yeah, she's definitely in line to do that type of thing. And I think she's going to get a little help.
I'm so happy you all came out to see me. So, my name is Michaela Montgomery. A lot of you guys know me as the girl from Chick-fil-A, but I am so much more than that. Not only do I serve as the CEO of Conserve the Culture, I am also the state director for Blexit.
You know, it's interesting. There are actually more black people on this stage in Georgia behind Michaela and Donald Trump than there was for Kamala Harris and her twerk fest. I'm noticing that.
State director for Blexit down here in Georgia. I'm a Fulton County coordinator for America First Works, and I'm also launching a podcast on the Patriots Prayer Network, so put some respect on my name.
That's my accomplishments. Put some respect on my name.
Now, why don't we jump right into it? See, as a young single mother, I can tell y'all that rent is too damn high.
That's a fact. I'm not lying there.
I can tell you that as a young black voter, groceries are too damn high. And as an American citizen, period, seniors like my parents should never have to choose between medicine or food. It should never be the quality of life versus the quantity of life. And I don't want to hear, oh, but we capped the price of insulin and lowered the price of all these medicines. Yeah, but you raised the price of everything else, so it's about time to start telling the truth to Americans and let them know exactly what they're signing up for if they want to vote for Kamala Harris. We need to vote based on facts and not feelings. See, under Harris and Biden, the average Georgia household is losing $1,060 per month, and inflation is at 21.4%. And due to the war on energy, average gas prices have reached record highs for the state. We also did a poll, and 80% of us black Americans are not happy with the current state of the economy, so I'm going to need 80% of y'all to vote accordingly in November.
Wow.
They love me, they love me, they really love me. The left wants you to get in your feelings about things that have been said, but I want you guys to pay attention to what has been done. They don't want to talk policy. They just want to use propaganda to steal your vote. The left is trying to tout this woman as a savior for the black community, but all she's done is hurt the black community since she came into the game. See, the first step in destroying the black community is to dismantle the black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about black families?
Whoa. That's cool.
I wonder if Mrs. Willie Brown, a black woman, is also with her.
Wow. Wow.
A few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only black when it's time to get elected. Did I lie? The same black black people who are mad at Trump for being confused about her race, ethnicity, nationality, whatever, are seemingly forgetting that while you're touting her as a savior for black people, she identifies as an Asian woman. She chose her side and it wasn't ours. When asked if she would ever do anything specifically for black people, she said no.
Yep.
Whereas Trump gave us the platinum plan, which
Everybody remember that clip? This old classic.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Bouncing around
so I'm
to
not
it.
gonna sit here
That clip right there might be the clearest a politician has ever said what they really were going to do. And you've got people that are dead set on making her the next coming. You've got people like her campaign. If they don't address this clip in particular, there's no possible way she could be president.
Whereas Trump gave us the platinum plan, which specifically uplifted the black community by increasing capital by almost $500 billion, creating 500,000 new black businesses, and would give black churches the ability to fight for federal resources for their communities. And why are we acting like strong borders aren't a thing literally everywhere else in the world? Since when has being patriotic been a crime? See, a few weeks ago at the debate, Trump mentioned black jobs, and a lot of people got in an uproar as if they didn't know what he meant. Well, we go to the polls and cast our black vote. We go to the stores and spend our black dollar. We live in our black community, but for whatever reason, we draw the line at a black job.
Pretty straightforward.
Oh, but wait, because if you're wondering what a black job is, please, I encourage you all to drive through Atlanta at all these beautiful black-owned businesses and check and see who works there. Probably a black person working for a black entrepreneur, recycling the black dollar, creating black generational wealth.
That's what I'm talking about.
If they come here illegally and they're taking your jobs and your resources, then please believe my cousins in the Appalachians, they're coming for you too.
You know, that's interesting because I always thought it was strange, that whole argument about Trump's quote on black jobs. Like, people were being purposely obtuse. They were like, yeah, black jobs. What about black jobs? He said black jobs. They wanted to make a meme out of it instead of really understanding what he's talking about. A black job is any job that a black person has. And are those jobs protected?
If they come here illegally and they're taking your jobs and your resources, then please believe my cousins in the Appalachians, they're coming for you too. And y'all know Kamala Harris has yet to say Laken Riley's name. As borders are, she opened the border to millions of illegal immigrants that have flooded American streets with deadly drugs and gangs that have spiked overdoses by over 124% and brought more crime into minority communities. So how's that for black folks? But let's take race out of it. Just as a woman, period. How can you be a champion for women's rights when you're taking away opportunities from biological women and giving them to transgendered ones? I'll wait, y'all, because I wasn't done. See, how can you promote equity for women and you're allowing men to play in women's sports? Still allow men to enter their sacred spaces, i.e. our bathrooms and school locker rooms. Do I even need to mention the opening ceremony at the Olympics?
That was a mess. That was terrible.
Or the fact that Angela Carini was forced to fight a man and told us that she's never been punched so hard in her life. We cannot allow dangerous liberals who think things like this are okay into the White House, because my daughter will not be fighting a man at her wrestling match.
Period.
And what I think both men and women can agree on is that national security is important. So who would y'all rather see lead us into war if it were so to happen? My silk-pressed sister Kamala or the big dog Donald Trump?
It's a good question.
And lastly, could not get up here without mentioning my farmers, the backbone of this country. And aside from the Biden-Harris administration hurting you guys in ways we can't even comprehend by the rising cost of everything, black farmers suffered even more due to the delays associated with the Inflation Reduction Act signed in 2022. Now, don't let the Biden-Harris administration fool you, because they waited until the 9th hour to sign off on disbursements as a last-minute attempt to garner support. But why would they hurt the agricultural industry?
Yeah, and she's talking about that last minute thing. Like, that's the same thing they did with student loans. The last minute, they want to decide oh yeah, now we're going to throw you some money at your student loans now. Guys, vote for us. Yeah, it's interesting. Seems like they can get stuff done when it's time for votes, when it's time to vote. But they can't figure out how to do it the rest of the time they're in office, and that's the problem.
Attempt to garner support. But why would they hurt the agricultural industry? Probably because they're looking forward to making more money in the pharmaceutical one.
Uh-oh.
And speaking of pharmaceuticals, because I promise I'm going to wrap this up, when they bring up abortion and they talk about protecting your medical freedoms, don't be afraid to mention COVID. The Biden-Harris administration forced Americans to take an experimental vaccine and took away their jobs, their livelihoods, and their freedoms if they refused.
That's crazy now.
Trump gave us a choice and Biden gave us a mandate. Hey, y'all, because I'm about to kill him with this one. So the next time the left wants to tell you that, hey, abortion is a right and you need to protect your medical freedoms, remember that they took those freedoms away from men and women the second they got in office, and there's nothing stopping them from doing it again.
Wow. She's hitting all the points. She's about to drop the mic.
Clock it.
Clock it.
So lastly, again, I'm going to encourage you all to vote based on the facts and not feelings. Oh, he made me feel so bad when he said that. Okay, but they hurt your families when they sent all your tax dollars overseas. Oh, it hurts my feelings when he acts like that. Okay, but it hurts all of us when you see an administration failing their country that they were elected to represent. In which case, I'm going to leave y'all with, hey, mama, daddy, I made it.
That's funny. So Michaela came in loaded for bear, man. She got up there and became a star in some ways, man. Shout out to her. So much so, Donald Trump wanted to acknowledge her again.
Hey, Michaela, I know you spoke. Just come up for a second. Come on.
The video's
This
a little
young
choppy.
woman.
The feed.
I walked into, I don't know what the hell restaurant it was, but I walked into this restaurant.
Chick-fil-A.
And we do it
No
very
free
quietly.
advertising.
We don't announce it. That's for, security reasons, everything. I walked in. She's behind the counter, and she didn't know I was coming. And she goes, it's President Trump. She looks at me. It's President Trump. You saved my college. And I said, how the hell do you know that? She said, this one is so smart, so sharp. She grabbed me. She gave me a kiss. I said, I think I'm never going back home to the First Lady.
Never going home.
See, now, for the average politician, that's death. For me, I don't care. I just want to tell you, you are an unbelievable person with a great personality. You lit up the whole room. You lit up the whole room. I said, weeks later, I'd go, who is that person that was so incredible? She knew everything about me. She had no idea I was coming. She knew everything about me. And, the historically black colleges and universities, I gave millions and millions, billions of dollars to. They kept coming back, and I said, why are you doing this? And we gave them long-term funding. And she knew that because she said her college, she loved her college. She said it was so great, right? You loved it.
The illustrious CAU.
Yeah, that's right. She loved her college,
Clark
and she
Atlanta.
said, you saved my college. What was your college? Tell them.
The illustrious Clark Atlanta University.
And, And it was so impressive, and I felt so good because she really did. She really said, I said, did you like the college? She said, no, I loved that school. I loved that college. And that's what it's all about. But you are an incredible person. I think you have a tremendous future. I really do.
Thank you.
And I'll do whatever I can to help you. Okay?
Wow.
Thank you, Dad. Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Great job.
So yeah, there you have it. Donald Trump said he's going to do whatever he can. You know, as she endorses him, he endorses her and her political future. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her coming back, maybe going to Congress, running for Congress, something. You know, she definitely seems to be kind of clear. She has a way of kind of articulating things that even Donald Trump himself couldn't articulate as well. You know, like she's able to kind of reach out to people maybe that Donald Trump couldn't reach. And so that's going to be important going forward, especially when Donald Trump is now running against a black woman. You know, the idea is that black women are in Kamala's camp, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. So we're going to find out. We're going to see. You know, the only snafu Donald Trump had last week was the NABJ when he went into that lion's den. And they were like, oh, he's done with black voters. Not so fast. Seems like he's got a couple tricks up his sleeve between this and the Amber Rose thing. Like, seems like he's got a couple tricks up his sleeve. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification for all uploads. If you want to watch more, please watch one of these videos down below. This is Faucette Media.